Hello, welcome to the weather update. It's 10 o'clock on the 6th of September. And some of us got some rain, but not enough once again. We can look at the latest rainfall reports right now. And you can see it's all the Connecticut ones that got a good amount of rain here. All the Connecticut ones. They got pounded. Parts of Fairfield over 4 inches. I mean, Middlesex County in eastern Connecticut, 6-inch report there. New Haven County, Seymour, 5.48. So Connecticut really got hit hard. New London as well, 5. This is insane. This is over a month's worth of rain. If only it could have been us, right? And also parts of northern Jersey as well got a decent amount of rain. Passaic County, Orange County, Putnam County, Rockland County. But once you get toward Long Island, Suffolk County, Greenlawn was the high amount, and hardly anything. That was an early report, .04. You could see Westchester also. They had a lot of flooding up there as a result, but in our area, I mean, barely anything. And so if we go look at the radar right now, you can see it's just drizzle, basically. And pretty much all we had was light rain. We never really got into some of the heavier downpours. We never really got there. And if we go look at the underground site, which we'll do right now, and we'll look at our rainfall reports, you'll see here that, go here, rainfall. You'll see that some areas got, all right, so 1.21 here. So around the central Nassau, we got 3/4 of an inch to over, 1.81. That's decent, I guess. But once again, the South Shore only getting around a half an inch to 1/4 of an inch. Some of the area is not getting that much. And again, the same suspects again. Huntington, I say the same suspects because these North Shore areas. Huntington, Port Jefferson, over 2 inches in a lot of these areas. 3.55. Look at some of these high amounts here. And they really got pounded. Some of the heavier cells just kept forming over them. Kings Park, 2.46. So the North Shore really, these areas of the North Shore really got a really good dent got put in their drought, and their drought wasn't as bad as the rest of us to begin with. Now it looks like parts of Comac got Elwood here, 3.41, 2.71 here in Dix Hills. Let's head down to the Pine Barrens here at Edgewood. No, not as much. We have 1 inch in Deer Park, a half an inch here, 0.66. So again, the South Shore just not getting. And the North Shore, again, getting more. Even Glen Cove, not doing too bad, 1.79 there. See, a little further west, it gets a little less. City didn't really get that much, 1.16. All right, it's decent, I guess. But, I mean, this is pretty pathetic. Long Beach, 0.48. That's just pathetic right there. And then we go along the South Shore. What about Fire Island? 0.54 in Davis Park. Half an inch. That's just a joke. It's just a joke. A half an inch in Islip, 0.75 in Central Islip. I guess that's still Central Islip over there. Lake Grove, maybe nearly an inch. So it was a little disappointing. We thought we'd get more. And again, here we go. Port Jefferson, those inch-plus amounts. But let's go to the Pine Barrens here. All right, we have 1.24 here in the Quorum area, North Quorum area. 1.68 in Middle Island. What about Ridge or Middle Island? Yeah, all right. They got 1.08 there. So some parts of the Pine Barrens got some rain at least. 1.14 over here in the South Medford area. So something at least. All right. Mastic Beach got a good amount. So it looks like they got some heavier rain over here. Santa Mauritius. All right, 2 inches. So this area of the South Shore got some heavier rain. Here we are around, all right, Brookhaven Airport, 1.50. All right, good. The Pine Barrens over here got some heavier rain at least. Calverton, all right, well, this is as close as you can get, 1.1, so it's something at least. But around Riverhead, not that much. Let's go to about West Hampton here, 0.54, 0.7. So, yeah, these, again, some areas got a little more than others depending on where these heavier cells developed and brought the heavier rain. But it was all spotty, and at least Brookhaven Airport got some, but, West Hampton still, like, ridiculously, all right, 0.5. I mean, that's not enough. That is not enough. Let's go out to the Forks now. They got about a half an inch out there. Half an inch also on the North Fork. So they got something at least. And it's these really high amounts as you get into Connecticut. This is where it gets pretty crazy, especially when you consider yesterday's rainfall. Let's take a look at the Jersey Shore. Yeah, around an inch, I guess. Around an inch. Something. It's something, but definitely not as much as we were hoping for. We were hoping it was going to be more widespread, and it was only in select areas. But I'm glad to see at least some more parts of the Pine Barrens got some rain. At least it wasn't just the northern part. It looks like some of the southern part it did too, like South Haven, that whole area. So that's good to see. But anyway, let's now shift gears and talk about the tropics. Hurricane Earl. What did I tell you last night? I said Earl would be a hurricane, and sure enough, Earl is a hurricane. So let's get to the latest on Earl right now from the National Hurricane Center. This stays out to sea, but it's going to stay a hurricane for a long while. It's going to become a major hurricane. And tropical storm watch is now in effect for Bermuda. But it's going to mainly be out to sea, but it still could kick up the surf. So let's take a look at the latest public advisory. Earl becomes the second hurricane of the 2022 Atlantic season. As of 8 p.m., its location 34.4 north, 68.5 west, about 550 miles south of Bermuda. Maximum sustained winds are 80 miles an hour, moving north at 350 or north at 6 miles an hour. Minimum central pressure 985 millibars to 9.09 inches. So it's definitely strengthening rapidly. And the maximum sustained winds have increased to 80 miles an hour, and strengthening will continue over the next, and it will probably become a major hurricane by Friday. At the rate things are going, it could be Thursday. It's already strengthening faster than I thought. Hurricane force winds extend outward up to 30 miles from the center, and tropical storm force winds extend up to 125 miles from the center. So we're going to take a look at this on the satellite, several satellite loops actually. We'll first go to actually this one here. We'll look at this one here. So here we go. Storms. Earl. So first look at Earl here. You get to see it during the day and at night, so you get to see the daytime. Good convection building there. Really good. You can see it's definitely undergoing that strengthening. You see that bright white explosion of clouds there. That's definitely some good strengthening right there. Now we'll go to the satellite loop of Earl on the Tropical Tidbits site. And there again, you see that bright white. So you're seeing a rapidly strengthening hurricane. And this thing's probably going to be, I think it could be a Cat 3 as soon as definitely by Friday, but it could even be by Thursday night. Don't write it off. Don't write it off yet. So it's pretty incredible to see the storm continue to strengthen. And taking a look at the models, you can see it's going to keep this thing. It's got plenty of warm water to work with, so it's going to be around for a while. But luckily, it stays out to sea. However, it could kick up the surf a little bit. Here's your intensity forecast. Again, a lot of models taking it to Cat 3, some even to Cat 4, and then eventually it slowly will weaken. Yeah, let's like I said, I think this is going to be a hurricane for a while. So next storm, the next storm we got to deal with is Danielle, which is still a hurricane as well. And this is the track now. Now they're not sure where. They're saying it's going to do a loop-de-loop and then maybe head towards Spain as remnants. Not even sure right now. It's still a hurricane. It's out in all this. It's incredible that it's still a hurricane at that, and it's producing a danger. So as of 9 p.m., Danielle is producing a large area of dangerous seas over the north central Atlantic. As of 9 p.m., location 42.5 north, 90.3 west, about 765 miles west-northwest of the Azores. Maximum sustained winds of 75 miles an hour. So slowly starting to weaken a little bit. East-northeast movement at east-northeast at 7 miles an hour. Minimum central pressure 986 millibars to 9.12 inches. So, and that motion is expected to pick up a little bit. Expected to be getting a faster motion and then a slow counterclockwise turn, as you see there. Maximum sustained winds are near 75 miles an hour. Gradual weakening is forecast. Hurricane force winds extend out to 35 miles from the center, and tropical storm force winds extend outward to 175 miles from the center. So let's now go to the tropical tidbits. Well, let's take a look first at Danielle over here. So let's go over here. We can look at that satellite image, and it's still a very healthy storm. Look at that huge eye, especially on the infrared. That's a large eye. So we see that's a trend lately with hurricanes. They seem to have large eyes. Still a lot of convection popping around the center. You clearly see this is a healthy storm. Let's go to Danielle. Here we go. Here's Danielle. Still looking good. Still looking good. A little bit of a wobble there, but I mean, that is incredible. Again, considering how far north this thing is. All right. Again, if we go to the MODIS, we'll show you again how far north it is. I said MODIS. Not that. Again, look at how far north this is. I mean, look, this is Newfoundland right here, all right? That's incredible to see a hurricane that far north. I mean, eventually hurricanes are going to start hitting Greenland. You just watch. And this is Earl right here. We can get those gaps filled in there. Here you go. This is a good portrait here. So there is Danielle, and there is Earl. And here's our storm that's kind of sitting over us. Clear to the north with a little smoke there from the wildfires. We may have to deal with a little bit of that. See, the fires are still going out west. Still quite a few of them, actually, going. Incredible. But anyway, let's get back to the tropics because there's one more storm. Yes, one more storm we've got to talk about in the Pacific. Believe it or not, it just doesn't end. So let's go to the next. Oh, and they're watching another disturbance over here. This could become named. So now, all of a sudden, it's like somebody flipped the switch, and now the tropics are just going nuts. It's crazy, right? So let's go to the Eastern Pacific and talk about Hurricane K. Hurricane K, we'll just pull up the map here. Warning cone here. So you can see here's Hurricane K. Could a tropical storm watch and warning is in effect for Bermuda. I mean, not Bermuda, for Baja. And you'll see here, this is going to be a pretty strong hurricane. And it brushes the Baja right there. So max sustained winds are 85 miles an hour, moving northwest at 15. So there. And let's go back to Danielle on the Tidbit site. Just go to the models for a moment, and then we'll get back. We'll get ourselves out of the tropics. You can see there's that loop-the-loop there. They don't know what it does. And then it looks like it still tries to head toward you. This is crazy. I mean, it's just nuts to see that out in that area. It's pretty darn crazy. So let's now go to our... it was a cool day today. So you can see, again, here's the heat out west again. Crazy amounts of heat again. 90s. Looks like it's a little cooler in some areas. Still dealing with significant heat in the west. And now let's go to our area. And luckily, we are not dealing with any of that heat. It was cool today. And we'll get those temperatures up here. We need more than that. So you can see, we are only in the upper 60s right now. Upper 60s, that's right. It's that cool out there. Got that drizzle. We got that east wind. It's a cool wind direction for us. Dew points have dropped a little bit now. Also into the mid-60s. Take a look at the conditions at Farmingdale. And you will see highs were only in the low 70s today. That's all it got to. However, the dew points have dropped a little bit. So let's go take a look at what those highs were across the area. And then we'll talk about the weather we're going to have for the next couple of days. It's going to be good, I think. We're going to get into some better weather. At least we got some rain today. Not enough to really get rid of the drought or even put it. Depends on where you were, but half an inch is, I mean, all it's going to do is alleviate the fire danger a little bit. But the drought is still around. All right, so highs generally in the mid-70s, it looks like, across Long Island. We're having some problems with the site. Mid-70s in Jersey, of course, as well. So let's go to the models now. There's that little low that's offshore. That's going to stay. That's going to get slowly pressed to the south along with the front, improving conditions tomorrow. And then we should have more sunshine on Thursday. You can see this high building in. There's Earl off to the south and east there. That high builds in and gives us a nice weekend. And we're going to have a nice weekend all the way through, I think. But the problem is the next chance of rain may not be over a week from now. So this is why, yeah, we got some rain, but we're going to be right back to being dry again. Especially those areas that didn't quite get enough. It's going to be a problem. North Shore, I mean, doing a lot better. But the South Shore, particularly South Shore in Nassau County, Western Suffolk, not doing so great. So let's go take a look at the HRRR model. Look at the 0Z run. And you'll see we'll still have a chance of some light showers around, you see, but it's mainly light. Most of the accumulating rainfall is over. So just a slight chance tomorrow. And then Thursday, you can see that low gets pushed off to the south, and that should mean more sunshine. Let's go look at our dew points here, and you'll see that easterly flow. The humidity will be getting even less and less tomorrow. Dew points will probably get into the low 60s tomorrow. Winds go northeasterly, and then for Thursday, you have more. Well, the winds go east northeast. Thursday is a little more of a northerly component to that wind, maybe northeast. So that'll bring in even drier air. All right, and then if we go into Friday here, well, we'll go. That model doesn't take us far enough. Let's go to this model here. So if we go into tomorrow, you'll see that cloud cover around. We're probably gonna still have a good deal of cloud cover. So highs only in the low 70s, nice and cool. At night, temperatures will probably drop into the low to mid 60s, and then for Thursday, it'll still be cool. It looks like it's still having us only in the mid 70s. So maybe that means it might be a good deal of cloud cover, or we're just gonna have a cool air mass. If we go to the GFS here, you see it shows it a little warmer, 70s, and then you can see we warm up to around 80 on Friday, and then weekend we're in the mid 80s again. So it's going to be warm for the weekend, again above normal. So let's go now to the skies. Look at our skies. Obviously, we have clouds around tomorrow. We'll probably be having those clouds stick around, but Thursday they should start breaking up, and we should be mostly sunny. And then Friday should also be nice and mostly sunny. Saturday as well, mostly sunny. Sunday we'll start to see a few more clouds in the picture, high clouds. That's the GFS. Let's go to the RGEM next. This is our next cloud model here that we can use. And you'll see as we go into tomorrow, you'll see a good deal of clouds and maybe some breaks of sun, especially toward the afternoon. But more likely Thursday. Yeah, the RGEM's a little slower with moving this thing away. So you're having some disagreements here. RGEM seems to keep us mostly in the clouds, and we'd have to wait until Friday to completely clear it out. But either way, we will have some nice sunny weather. The models are a little disagreeing on the clouds. We'll have a better idea for tomorrow. But most of the rain is over, so what you got is what you got. And again, it really wasn't enough. Again, we will go and look at the precipitation. We'll go here and we'll move this over to precipitation here, and we'll go to a 20. We'll go to a 24-hour precipitation here, and you'll see here again. This kind of shows where the heaviest rains fell. Again, up in Connecticut, they really had a lot of rain and some flooding up there. But for Long Island, you could see the under-inch amounts, a lot of them. Some of the areas got over an inch, usually on the North Shore, usual areas. Again, on the Hicksville got a decent amount. Some parts of the middle of the island did, 1.666 Dix Hill. So hopefully some of that might have gotten into the Pine Barrens there at Edgewood. Hopefully. 1.08 in Smithtown. Just going over these rainfall totals again. At least Brookhaven Airport got 1.55. That's in the Pine Barrens. 1.79 Mastic Beach. There's some Pine Barrens there too. Rocky Point, 0.83. It's not really quite enough. West Hampton, looks like they reported 0.55. So not really that much for the Pine Barrens and West Hampton. It's something, but it's not enough for sure. We needed a lot more rain, and we didn't quite get it again. Just due to this like almost like force of like dryness that just wants to hang out over Long Island. At least it's something, but the problem is now we've got a week of dry weather up ahead. So whatever moisture is in the ground, especially in those areas that didn't get that much rain, it's just going to evaporate quick, and we'll be back to those tinted dry conditions by the weekend probably. But if you're in Connecticut and parts of the North Shore, you'll be good for probably a good week. Yeah, it's not a good situation. It's really not. Hopefully we can maybe get a few more showers and thunderstorms to pop up maybe tomorrow. If we were to look at the Ventu Sky site, again, I could look at one more site, one more model here. This would be the NAM model. And then maybe that could bring us some rain. But like I said, I think most of it is over. You can see, here's the NAM model. You can see this low again getting offshore, but again, it's nothing over us. Maybe a little bit tonight, and that's it. Tomorrow, we're going to have nothing. So it's probably done. The NAM, the GFS as well. We can look at the GFS FV3 model, which is the higher resolution. You could see maybe a few light showers, maybe, but tomorrow. But that's it. There's the HDRPS too. But I think that's it. I mean, HDRPS is being a little more aggressive Thursday morning. It has something. But generally speaking, it's not looking good. Again, if you want any more rain. So what you got is what you got. And hopefully we can avoid any brush fires or anything like that. At least it's a half an inch to an inch in the Pine Barrens, so it's something. So that's going to be it for this video. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.